Operator, operator, may you please transmit me to the Mr. JB Soccer Show. All right, here we go, and we're back on live. It's been like a month hiatus, but we're back on it.
Just about a
Yeah,
month, yeah.
yeah, and the original three, there's two because Brian's again in Vegas. I mean, he's like a nomad. He just keeps going around town.
So now it's just the original two, I guess,
Yeah, and
for today.
it's me, George Belon, and
Francisco P.
Pineda. He doesn't like saying his last name. I don't know why. It's just, someone's gonna come after him. The FBI. Pay your bills, man. Pay
I
your
might
bills.
need a security clearance in the future, right,
Yeah.
man? You never know.
Yeah.
You just never know.
Just pay your bills, man. You'll be fine. Just pay your bills. All right, and we're gonna open up with already now. There's before yesterday, no, before Tuesday, there was only one team in the World Cup, and that was Brazil, the host nation. Now there's Japan,
Japan.
the first team to qualify into the World Cup. And now there's only
Love it.
30 teams left, and only 3 teams from Asia that can go.
I'm loving that Japan made it.
Yeah,
I feel like Brian, we do have conversations about Japan, especially with the Confederations Cup coming up. We do feel that Japan is one of those teams that if you slip up, you will
Yeah,
lose.
definitely.
They are, remain consistent. So I like them. I
Yeah,
like the fact, and it shows that they, came out on top of their group and already qualified.
yeah,
So
exactly. Their record is 4 wins, 2 ties, 1 loss, and a positive 10 goal differential.
wow, that's
That
impressive.
shows that you're good.
Yeah.
You're good. I mean, because second place is -2 goal differential.
Oh man.
So it's like, and that's Oman. But I think Japan is the cream of the crop. I think they're better than Korea. I think Korea is good, but I think Japan's more fluid in the way how they play.
Yeah.
I like how they play. They're more attacking style.
I like some of their players, particularly the goal scorer of the weekend, Honda.
Yeah.
I asked you previously, like where he's even playing club teams. I
I
feel like he
believe
should
Russia.
he should be playing somewhere where he gets more recognition. Because I do feel whenever Japan does play, he's a key figure.
Yeah, I
You
mean
know.
in the World Cup he played extraordinary.
Yeah, yeah,
Played extraordinary. He scored like I think like more than half of the goals.
yeah. So
Now, out of the rest of Asia, who do you think is gonna make it? I mean, Group A, you got Korea in first with 11 points. You got Uzbekistan in second with 11 points. Iran in third with 10. Qatar in fourth with 7. And Lebanon is the first team out of the World Cup.
okay, okay.
They're the first team that's completely out of the World Cup. Group B, we already know Japan's in.
Mhm.
Group B, the race is between 3 teams. Oman with 9 points. Australia with 7 points, and Jordan with 7 points.
Mhm.
Oman has -2 goal differential. Australia has zero,
Zero. Yes.
and Jordan has a -6. Because of that zero, you have to give them the edge.
Yeah, exactly. I
Because
do feel they. I
yeah,
mean, obviously they had a chance to come away with the victory
and
this
let's be
weekend.
honest, Japan's got the penalty in the 91st minute.
Yeah, yeah,
That sucks. That
yeah.
sucks if
It,
you're
it definitely
Australia.
for Australia that one did hurt, but obviously, like you explained, the goal differential
Yeah.
shows their quality. So I think eventually they will overtake Oman for that number 2 spot.
Remember, Oman was the team that lost to New Zealand in 2010 in the
Mm,
playoff continental. That's why New Zealand went to the World Cup.
okay.
In fact, they've lost 2 times in a row. 2006 they lost to Australia. In 2010 they lost to New
New
Zealand.
Zealand might happen. Might happen again.
Yeah, I mean, but this time it's even harder for them because now they got to face the fifth place team of South America, and at the
Yeah.
moment I
Oof.
think that's Venezuela.
That's a tough out right there.
Yeah,
That is a tough
especially
out.
the match in Venezuela. That's gonna be tough.
Yeah, Group A certainly. Well, Korea obviously is the favorite on that to
Mhm.
come out on top. Uh, I have a hunch that maybe Iran might
Mhm.
come out in second,
Mhm.
and Uzbekistan might be third.
All right.
I feel Qatar has too much to overcome
Yeah, they have a
to be
negative
in the
four
top
goal
three.
average.
Yeah. So
And I
yeah,
think that's the same thing with Jordan in Group B. Like, yeah, they have the same points as Australia, but they have -6.
yeah.
-6, man. That's
They have to improve quickly to be able
yeah,
to jump into that top three on their group.
exactly, exactly. And I think Australia will make Group B. I think yeah, it's gonna be that. But
Yeah,
Group A, honestly, I like Uzbekistan. I like them. I remember they played good in the under 20 World Cup. They played good in the under 17,
Mhm.
and I think this team is like a fusion of all of those players combined. They're a really young team, and I
Mm.
think that's why they have a lot of time. I think they're gonna make it. In fact, I think they could overtake Korea for first place.
Wow.
They have same points. The
Mhm.
only reason why Korea's ahead because they have
Six.
4 goals better than them.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
positive 6 or positive 2. That's the only reason why I think they could make it. They could even go ahead of Korea. Iran, at least they have positive 1.
Yes.
So I think Group A is up in the air. I honestly think I don't think any team's safe because I think if one
No,
team
it's not.
slips, they could be out and be facing possibly South America.
Could be.
But I think in the end of the day, I think it will be Uzbekistan 1, Korea 2, Iran 3, Japan's already won,
Uh
Australia 2, and Oman 3. And I think it's going to be Iran versus Oman. Which who do you think would win
huh. Oman. At this point, I think Oman.
that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. I don't know. I think I might go with
With
Iran.
Iran.
I think I might go with Iran, and I think Iran might be facing a team like Venezuela or Uruguay. I hope it's Peru.
Again.
I hope it's Peru. I hope it is. I really do. I hope it is because Peru has made a World Cup
that would be nice for them to come up.
since the 80s. It's been a
Yeah, I mean they
while.
have good players, so
Yeah, but they don't
you
have
know.
a united team. They're
Yeah.
always about I want to shoot. No, I want to shoot. No, 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 no. You shoot. Okay, you shoot. Like they play great, but they just don't finish any chances, and it's really annoying with players like Pizarro, Guerrero, and
Vargas.
Fran and Vargas. You should finish. Like
Yeah.
there's no reason why you shouldn't. They don't have enough goals scored this time.
Well, that could be the task for either Iran or
Yeah.
Oman, possibly. So
Yeah. So
we'll
for
see.
this week there are no games on the weekend, but next week there will be games for Asia. But this weekend there's none. I think the next game's on Tuesday, so we'll cover that next week.
Okay.
But now we're moving into CONCACAF, and it's getting a little tricky now because Mexico won,
Mexico did win.
and
They
now they
they
have 6 points. They're in first. Panama's in second with fifth. Costa Rica's in third. Actually, from third to fifth, they're all tied with 4 points. Costa Rica, USA, Honduras, and then Jamaica in last place with 2.
Mhm.
Kind of thing. The thing, the big matches are probably Costa Rica, Honduras, and it's in Costa Rica. That's a big matchup because it's they're tied for the
Mhm.
same amount of points,
Mhm.
and then Panama, Mexico, and then USA, Jamaica.
Yes.
I think the two biggest ones are Costa Rica, Honduras, and Panama, Mexico, because
Yes.
Panama's hosting Mexico on Friday, and Panama to me has been kind of like the Cinderella story in the Hex. They're talented, but you don't expect them to cause that much damage.
Yeah.
Like maybe just at home, but they were in first place until Mexico played yesterday.
Yes. Yes.
So I think if they want to prove themselves as beyond a Cinderella team, they need to beat Mexico at home.
They will have to do that. They
And
will have to demonstrate that they can, compete for that top spot.
and
And I think they can.
I think they
I
can
think they
too. I
can.
mean, they beat Honduras. They haven't they haven't lost to Honduras in this entire cycle of qualification.
And
Whatever
I mean,
Brian says about Honduras
and
being in the
Mexico
playoffs.
honestly didn't look that sharp
No, they
against
didn't.
Jamaica.
They didn't.
Jamaica did have its chances. Obviously, they're standing at six right now because they lack a little bit of finishing quality.
Mm. I mean, they only have
Panama,
positive 1 goal differential.
yeah, exactly, and Panama has two,
Mm-hmm.
so you know that they're gonna be able to score.
Yeah, with one less game too.
Exactly, so they'll definitely pose a bigger threat than Jamaica did offensively.
Mm-hmm.
So that will be a nice matchup, and it will probably dictate who remains on top.
Who would be your predictions of the matches? So it'd be Mexico, Panama, Costa Rica, Honduras, and USA, Jamaica. What are your predictions?
I think USA will come out with a narrow win against Jamaica,
What about one
possibly
nothing,
like
two
yeah,
one?
possibly 2-1, one zip, something of that nature. I'd prefer it be one zip, just not let
Yeah.
Jamaica score any. They shouldn't. with the quality that the U.S. has right now and how they're
And how they
playing, they
beat
should.
Germany at
Yeah,
least. They should.
they
They
shouldn't be.
should
They
beat.
should
Should be
not be.
Jamaica by a lot.
They should be beating Jamaica by a lot, but we'll see. They're
Yeah.
playing in Kingston. Uh, we'll see.
Jamaica will be motivated. They need to win. They need to win. If they
Yeah.
don't win, they're in deep, deep
Y-
trouble. They're in a lot of trouble because, let's be realistic. I don't think there's gonna be any ties this week. I think it's gonna
No,
be
there will be
victories.
wins. There's gonna
This
be
is gonna
wins
be
for
wins. I
sure.
think all three games is gonna be a winner, which means, let's say Costa Rica beats Honduras and USA beats Jamaica. They have 7. These two are Honduras and Jamaica are down with 4 and 2. They're gonna
Yeah.
have fine. They're gonna have actually a gap now to come up
Exactly.
instead of now
Exactly.
everyone's only like down by 1 or 2 points.
Yeah. Yeah.
No one's in trouble. But by the end of this week, there will be trouble.
There will be people.
And by the time you go to Seattle, that'll be actually a big game between
Yeah.
Panama and USA.
Which is why U.S. has to win. Well, actually, from a football perspective, I would like for it to be like a tie between U.S. and Jamaica. That way, the game that I go watch against Panama has that much more
Mm.
value. But to be safe,
They should
U.S.
beat
should win.
Jamaica. They
Should
should beat
win.
Jamaica.
And then Costa Rica versus Honduras. I feel
It's in Costa Rica.
Costa Rica will probably win that, but narrowly.
Really?
Uh, yeah, just because of
Mm.
home field advantage. I mean, they have the same number of points right now. Even though it is early, they do have the same number of points. They should, and I think that they will win that 2-1.
Mm.
I think that one's. I think I can see that happening 2-1. And then Panama Mexico. Oof.
That to me is
That's
gonna be the good game.
that's gonna be the good game, and I get the sense that somehow Mexico might just equalize them and have it end as a draw.
Really?
I think so. I think Panama is gonna be, really confident, and by some stroke of luck or persistence, Mexico will get an equalizer and be able to tie them. However, I do feel as if Panama can score 2, they have it in the bag. But if Panama can only muster up 1, Mexico will somehow get that equalizer.
Mm. I think for Panama to win, they need Blas Perez to score some goals. The thing with Panama, when Blas Perez scores, they don't lose.
Okay.
Mm. I mean,
Then
he's the one that scored both of the goals against. No, I'm sorry. He scored one goal against Honduras. He scored the second goal. That pretty much just ended the game for Honduras. If Panama beats Mexico, they need Blas Perez to score. That's just done. That's final. Like that's what they need. Like
he has to
Honduras,
get on the
if
roll.
Honduras wants to win, they need Jerry Bingston to score. They need that. If Costa Rica wants to win, they need Brian Ruiz to get that team rolling. Brian Ruiz is the main engine of Costa Rica. If he doesn't get going, Costa Rica's gonna lose. As simple as that. They will lose the match.
All right, who would the U.S. need to get going to
That
get the scoring?
if the U.S. need to get going, they need one. They need Jose Altidore to score.
Mm-hmm.
They need him to score, and they need the back line. They need Omar Gonzalez to not get scared against Jamaica. Now, let's be honest, he did face Belgium and Germany. That's a whole different caliber.
Yeah,
He's never faced a team like
Yeah.
that before. Let's give him that benefit of the doubt. Maybe facing them, he might go to Jamaica and actually show up because he just faced Germany and Belgium.
Yeah.
And Belgium is first in their group, and Germany is murdering their group. They're
Yeah.
murdering their group.
Those are 2 top teams that,
Yeah.
honestly, like, Belgium to me is going to be a surprise
Yeah,
of
because
the World
Belgium
Cup.
has I think like 10 players in the Premier League, and
Yeah,
about I think like
exactly.
6 or 7 of them play in the top 4
Exactly,
teams.
exactly. Then you got, like, Benteke, who's, like, a Villa player,
Yeah.
but he's still getting...
He's still good.
So...
And it's so funny how all of the Belgian forwards scored on their goalies. Like they almost all did. Like Benteke scored on his goalie, Braguzan. They both played in Villa. They both play there. And Tim Howard's teammate scored on him, and that's when he said, he cussed it out loud. He was just like, what the? He just
Wow, yeah, that's true.
Because he's not wanting to get scored on by him. He was so pissed. It was funny.
Wow, yeah.
I don't know if you watched that game, but like after he scores, you hear him like, yeah.
He voices his displeasure.
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
so funny how the announcer's like, What do we do? Hurry up, quick, change the subject, quick, quick. He said it like 8 times already. Jesus, move on.
Yeah, so those type of tests
Yeah.
should have their mindset, to be able to dominate
Like, yeah,
Jamaica.
you know what? We got our butts whooped against Belgium, but they were beating Germany
Yeah,
pretty badly at one
yeah,
point.
yeah.
At 4-1. If it wasn't for that, again, the debacle in the back line where things were just looking so bad. I mean, I don't get it. Like, I get it. No, I do get it. Omar Gonzalez, Matt Beasler, Jeff Cameron, and Beasley should not be back there. It should be Fabian Johnson. If Timmy Chandler
Yeah,
isn't there, it
Fabian
should be Fabian
Johnson.
Johnson.
Yeah.
Beasley should be playing with Fabian Johnson, who's playing in that last game, which was in the left mid. But that defense, besides Beasley, is young. They're
Mhm.
inexperienced in the international game. This is their moment. Omar Gonzalez, he barely has 5 caps. Beasley barely has 3. Jeff Cameron barely has 7.
Wow.
That's a very young defense. So facing the likes of Germany and Belgium for the first time, it's it's
Yeah.
it's it's a shell shock to anyone.
It is, and I think
From El
it's
Salvador
a
to
good
that,
move though.
yeah, no,
It's
it
a
is,
good move to
and
get them out there.
yeah, and
Get them that experience against
yeah,
the top elite teams to know what they're gonna face
exactly.
when they do qualify for
Yeah,
the
because
World
that
Cup.
that's because you may get stuck with a team like Belgium or Germany in your
Exactly.
group, and what, you're not gonna make the next round because you couldn't. And that's why I like that Klinsmann was able to get those friendlies.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, yes, that was the B squad of Germany, but look what they did to Ecuador 3 days before. They beat them 4-2.
Exactly.
They scored
Exactly.
a goal in 9 seconds in the match. Like, it's just, come on, like, let's just put it this way: that B squad could be the World Cup champions of any young team.
Yeah.
Like, all those guys can be the starters of any young team. Like, you put them in, they're just good.
Germany
They're
is
just
just
good.
that good right now.
They're just that good. I mean, and it's because of the youth system. The youth system is so advanced, and that's what the U.S. needs to improve on if they ever want to become that good.
I agree. I
So
agree.
by the end of the weekend, you expect so you still expect who to be in first in CONCACAF. So
I do predict that Panama will get multiple goals and
mhm.
able to keep Mexico at bay. So I think Panama's gonna move up to one.
uh,
Obviously, that
that'll
might compromise Mexico a little
yeah, because if
because
Costa Rica and USA win, they get 7.
wow. So that
Like,
would leave Mexico
in
like
fourth,
in fourth.
which is
I
freak out mode.
for them it will
Freak out
it
mode.
will be, yes. Uh, but I think they'll get results moving forward. I just think Panama is gonna be able to do that, and obviously I think, like we said, U.S. is probably gonna
Mhm.
jump up.
Now it all depends on their goal, how many goals they score.
Yeah, that's what I
Cause
was looking
yeah.
at. Yeah, but I think U.S. will be able to overtake the goal differential and probably take second,
Mhm.
and Costa Rica will, I guess at this point, remain at third, and then Mexico will jump down to four,
Yeah. That, that's
and
that's what I have.
and it would be trouble. It would mean trouble for Honduras and Jamaica,
Mhm.
especially Jamaica.
Mhm.
So
I have almost everything I like except one thing. I have
what?
Panama beating Mexico 1-0, which will put them in first. I have USA beating Jamaica 2-0, which will put them in second.
Uh huh.
I have Costa Rica and Honduras playing to a 1-1 tie.
Wow.
I think if any of those matches could be a tie, it'll be that one. Because
Okay.
Honduras and Costa Rica, they just don't like each other. Those guys. It's the cream of the crop of Central America. It's the two powerhouses of Central America meeting, and they battle it out. And it's in Costa
Yeah.
Rica this time. And I think that game will finish. If any of them have a chance, it'd be 1-1.
I see. I can see that happening
So
too.
if that's the case, then Mexico's in third. Costa Rica
Yeah,
and Honduras are tied for fourth.
that's tough.
But that's what I have. So now let's move to a little more further down south of the border into CONMEBOL. CONMEBOL, as if you guys don't know, it's a South American qualification. It's a South American region. Ours is CONCACAF. There's CONMEBOL, which is some really fun soccer, but makes for one nerve-wracking qualification. I mean, remember Brazil's not in this one because they're already in the World Cup.
So they're already
They're
in.
already in. So this year we have everyone else except Brazil. And so far, Argentina's in first, and by a ridiculous goal differential, it's I think it's like 26
Oh
or
wow.
16 around there. I'm 10 off. Ecuador second with 20 points.
Colombia
Colombia in third with 19. Chile in fourth with 15, and Venezuela
in fifth,
in fifth with
also
15.
with 15.
Yeah,
Then it's followed by Uruguay, Peru, Bolivia, and
Paraguay.
yeah, topping it off is Paraguay.
Now, yes, Bolivia still has a chance with 9 points, but that's pretty far.
Yeah,
It's between fourth and fifth place is between Chile, Venezuela, Uruguay, and Peru because they're all in the same border.
yeah.
They're all, and there's some big matches here.
Peru's got to make up some ground, but like starting with Bolivia versus
Venezuela.
Venezuela,
If Bolivia wins, they will bring themselves back
bring
in there,
themselves back.
and it's in La Paz. So if they want to win, they have to beat them at home. If they want any chance of going back to the World Cup since '94, they need to win
They
Venezuela.
really do. That's gonna be tough though, because I do feel Venezuela has come up a lot.
But
So
for some
even
reason,
though they're fifth right now, that's gonna be a tough out for
so
Bolivia.
let's look. They're tied with Chile, 15-15. So
Yeah.
it's not like they're like way behind. They're tied
No,
15
no,
15
yeah.
And the thing about Bolivia they have going is everyone just plays horrible in Bolivia. They just play horrible there. Like for some reason they just I mean Argentina just does not like going to Bolivia. Like it's just the altitude.
It might be.
It's insane how high it is. It's just like I think you get
It,
nosebleeds after running a couple of laps. It's bad up there. And I think if Venezuela can't overcome the altitude, Bolivia could win it. I think that's
yeah.
Bolivia's chance. And if I was Bolivia, I would constantly keep attacking Venezuela to make them waste their oxygen.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
what I would do. I would make them get lightheaded. Like I just run after them. But if Bolivia calms down and lets Venezuela build up, then they're gonna lose that game, and they're gonna lose it fast. And I do see though Venezuela winning. I see Venezuela winning 2-1 in Bolivia, and
Yeah.
I think that's it for Bolivia. That if Bolivia loses, I
I
think
think yeah,
that
that
might
might
be
be
it.
it for them.
Now the next
Early.
game is Paraguay versus Chile. And then just remember, these are all the games that are this Friday or the weekend. We're not
Okay.
going over next week, so just to let everyone know that.
Okay. This
It's
one I feel is a little just slightly more lopsided. I
yeah,
do feel that Chile got this one. They just have too
it's
much
in
quality.
Paraguay, and as a Peruvian fan, because my dad's from there, I hope that Paraguay can do Peru a huge favor and just beat them.
Just win.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm going for Venezuela. I mean, like, it's just please, Bolivia, just pull it off, man. We were like once one country. Can you guys pull it off, please? Because Peru has a very slim chance. They need to win out, and they need to get some favors on the way.
Right, right.
They need it because they
That
have
would be
11
one.
points. You know,
So you're wishing Paraguay can get this win,
and Bolivia can beat
and Bolivia
Venezuela.
too. So the two underdogs coming out
Yeah,
on top. That's gonna be tough in
yeah,
one weekend having both of them,
exactly.
both 4 and 5 lose.
Yeah, yeah,
I think yeah, Bolivia seems more likely to
yeah.
win than
Paraguay,
Paraguay.
at least both of them are at home.
Yeah.
They're at home, but realistically, when I wrote down my predictions, I picked Chile for nothing.
Oh, man, that's tough.
I picked Chile for nothing, and I
That
picked
is tough.
Venezuela 2-1. I mean, I just,
It is tough.
yeah, I just,
Then Argentina,
no,
Colombia would be the next matchup,
yeah,
which that one has two top teams,
hmm
and they're playing in Argentina.
yeah, and I think Colombia wants to catch up to Argentina. If they have any chance of catching up, they gotta win this game. They
Yeah,
gotta win this
certainly.
game. And also, they want to win it so they can separate themselves from the madness that is fourth and fifth.
Yeah,
That race
exactly.
is it's ridiculous. Like, look at that.
Exactly.
Colom-
They can definitely get a result. I
They
do feel
could.
they have the quality, but since they're away,
It's Buenos Aires.
that will make things it will make things much more
Besides
difficult.
facing Argentina, just the atmosphere in Buenos Aires is really daunting.
Yeah,
It's just scary. I mean, those guys are scary, man. They're
yeah,
crazy. They're crazy, man. They're crazy.
it's a
There's
crazy
a reason why
atmosphere.
FIFA limits how many tickets they get to go to a World Cup. There's a reason why they limit. They're like, no, they don't get
Argentina, that's
unlimited
it.
amount. They get a few. Why? Because these
Argentina,
guys,
that's it.
they're crazy. Their women are gorgeous, but they're crazy. Okay. So.
Yeah, this is the battle of the gorgeous women right there. The two countries right there.
Yeah, Argentina versus Colombia.
I
Yeah.
like to be at those stands,
Yeah, I know,
That'd be
right?
great.
I know. And then the last game is Peru versus Ecuador, and it's in Lima, and this is actually a rivalry
Oh,
matchup.
I like this. I like this matchup.
Both,
I really like this matchup.
yeah,
Ecuador, although they're second,
no, no, yeah, they're
they're
second.
second. Um,
At least it's in Peru, and they have a chance.
yeah, at least they're in Peru. Ecuador just got thumped by Germany
Germany.
not too long ago. So uh, I
Bro,
can't say that their morale will
is
be intact completely. It will be a little shook up.
yeah.
That was sort of a little shocker for them to get
In 9 seconds,
blasted
they got scored on,
blasted
man.
in 9 seconds. So
With the Podolski
uh,
show,
maybe Peru can
pull out a miracle.
pull out a not necessarily a miracle. I don't think it'd be a miracle if they beat them. It'd be a shocker.
Yeah,
It'd be a shocker for sure. But
but this
they
is
are
the
playing at home.
these are the games that Peru have lost in. They have lost in big games like this. And if they want to make it to the World Cup,
They
they
have
need
to
to win
win
games,
this. Yeah.
especially at home. They're in Lima. They need to
They
beat.
have to take care of business at home right
Yeah, they
now.
need to
So
beat Ecuador. They need to, because
if not, I think if they don't win this game, I think, or at least tie it, I think that's
well. There's another reason why I need to win. There's another reason why. The next match is is on the road
mhm.
in Barranquilla against Colombia. And
Mm.
that is almost a guaranteed loss. That's like almost a
Yeah.
guaranteed loss. That because let's be realistic, Argentina Colombia, that's gonna be a tough game. Chances are Argentina might win because they're in Argentina and they have a guy by the name of Lionel Messi. That's
Yeah.
why they might win.
Yeah.
So the next game against Peru, Colombia is gonna be looking forward to taking care of business quick and fast, and it's
Exactly.
against Peru, and so they need to win this game. They need to win this game. Ecuador, if they win this game, they won't overcome Argentina, but they'll only be 1 point behind.
Behind, yeah.
Yeah, but
Keep pace with them at least.
so this is gonna be one crazy weekend for South America. What are your predictions for the four matches? I know you said
Uh, Venezuela will come out on top,
uh huh
probably 2-1,
uh
simply
huh
because they're playing in Bolivia's home.
uh huh.
They'll get scored on. Argentina, Colombia. I might go off on a limb on this one and expect offensive power, so I might say 3-2 Argentina.
That sounds like a realistic one.
Uh, Paraguay and Chile.
Uh-huh.
I think Chile will come out on top 2-0.
Really?
Yes, 2-0 might be it. And then Peru, Ecuador. Uh, Ecuador 3-1.
And we just lost another member of the JP Soccer Show. People, he's been fired. You'll get your check. You'll get your check of 2 quarters.
Two
Okay.
quarters, yeah, that's what I thought, man.
No, that's honestly my predictions are Venezuela 2-1, Argentina 2-1, Chile 4-0 against Paraguay. I just think Paraguay is gonna get smashed by Chile, and I think Peru could win 1-0. I honestly think they
Okay.
can. I'm not saying this is a Peruvian. I'm saying this is realistic because I think they know this is it. Like
The
they need
gravity of
they
this
need to
game.
win. If they want any chance of breaking that drought of more than like 30 years now of been going to the World Cup, they need to win. The last time they went to World Cup was in 1982 in Spain.
Wow.
I was not even born yet. It was 6 years till I was born, man.
It's
It is sad.
that's the misfortune of being stuck in South America, though.
America, because they had the golden era in the 70s and they were a good team, but yeah, no, no, no. In the
It
90s, Brazil took over, Brazil and Colombia, and then in 2000, it was just a tie between Argentina and Brazil.
it would be nice to see that kit in
Yeah,
the World Cup again.
but I do think this year we'll have every team of South America except Venezuela has made the World Cup, but I do think this year Venezuela will make it for the first time. I think either in
Uh,
fourth or fifth they'll make it. I do. Who would you
it's
say
gonna be
your
interesting.
five are that are going? Well,
Argentina,
four automatically. Fifth face
of
the
course,
Asia.
Argentina, Ecuador, Colombia, and Chile. I
Uh,
feel those are the top
and who
four.
would you be your fifth?
Probably Venezuela. You might be right.
Mm.
I think this might be their first ticket into the World Cup. But I mean, obviously, since they're if they end up in fifth, they have to still take care of business.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, it'd probably be those five that would make it out of there. I just think that the points
Oh, the gap
kind
between
of
yeah.
dictate
Mm.
how it should be right now
Mhm.
and how it probably will remain. So
Yeah. I just think it's funny how the top three teams have such great goal differentials, and you go to four, -3, -3, -4, -4,
yeah, yeah,
-7, -13. But
yeah.
why? It's just like it's such a dramatic drop from so many great goal differentials. But I think mine is Argentina first, Ecuador probably, honestly, Ecuador third, Colombia second,
Mhm.
fourth Venezuela,
Wow.
and
Fifth Chile maybe.
Uruguay.
Uruguay.
I think when you have Cavani's and Suarez, even though Suarez is one crazy guy who bites people,
He might be banned from the World Cup now.
no, he's not gonna get banned from the World Cup. But I think when you have that type of those two calibers on that team, like you, you're gonna make it. I
I
think
think so.
Chile will fight to the very end, and I know they're in fourth right now, but I do think Uruguay will make it, and I do think my beloved Peru will again be out of the World Cup.
By a slim margin.
No, I think they're gonna lose like the last, like probably like more than 40 or 50% of the last games.
Man.
It's just they're gonna choke in Peruvian style. That's what they do. They're known for that. Well, anyways, now we'll go briefly onto Europe because we have jobs and we don't have a lot of time to research everything. Um,
So
the
yeah, like
main group that we're fascinated about is Group F, right? Yeah,
yes,
it's Group F, and it's Russia first, Israel second, Portugal third, and everyone else.
yeah,
And the group that the matchup that is really big this week is
is
Russia versus Portugal in Lisbon. And right now Russia has 12 points, and Portugal and Israel are tied with 11. So Portugal right now is in third, believe it or not, because Israel is in second. So Russia wants to kind of start building a bigger gap. They need to beat Portugal in Russia. They
there
already
you go.
beat Portugal once in
Yes,
Russia,
I remember
one
watching that
nothing.
game. Yes, I was disappointed at Portugal's performance. I really felt that they had
Guess who played that game now? For Russia.
more in it.
Guess
For
who played that game?
Russia,
Guess who played that game for Russia?
did he score?
He was a big factor
I
though.
don't think so.
He was
He
a
did
big
not
factor. He
score.
was a
He
big
did not
factor.
score, so he's not a big factor.
Arshavin played, man.
I, no,
Arshavin was a big factor in
you know,
that
no, not at all.
game.
Not at all. Like always, never.
Arshavin was a big factor, man.
Well, it's not gonna happen again. He's not even gonna start. Maybe. I think Portugal will overcome Russia this time because they are playing in Portugal this time.
Mhm.
But it might be a narrow one
Yeah,
zip again.
but a narrow victory is all they need because then they overjump them in points.
Yeah, yeah,
And
they
then they
do.
have 14, and then Russia gets 12, and Israel doesn't play this. No, they play next week because after that is no Luxembourg versus
Azer-
Azer, Azer,
Azerbaijan.
yeah, Azerbaijan. We don't know how to pronounce that country's
No.
name. That matchup doesn't really have any meaning, but no offense to any fans, but you guys only have 3 and 2 points. There's just no way you're gonna. No, Northern Ireland from fourth place down, everyone has three, three,
Yeah,
two.
it's a big gap.
Because if Russia and Israel and Portugal all have double-digit points, that means everyone else has lost from
Yeah,
down there.
tough.
But anyways, I think I I'm gonna tell you the truth. I like the Russians, man. I think they're gonna
Just
pull out. I
because of
think
one
that
player, man.
no, not because of Arshavan. I've always liked the Russians, but I honestly think the Russians can pull out at least a draw, not a victory, but a draw in Portugal, and a draw
I
will do them good.
a draw would do them good, but I think Portugal will be able to muster up enough chances to not let it end as a draw. I
Yeah,
just,
they do have
I just,
Cristiano Ronaldo, and
they do.
Cristiano Ronaldo is a really good player. So he needs to step up big.
He
Yeah,
will. He will.
he needs to.
I think his journey to take Portugal to that next step might start right now.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So you think who do you think is gonna win that game?
Portugal,
Portugal?
2-1.
I think it's gonna be 1-1. 1-1. 1-1. I honestly do. You can call me mad, but I think it's gonna be 1-1.
We'll have to
Absolutely 1-1.
see. We'll have to see.
All right. Well, that's it for the World Cup qualifiers. And next up, we got the preview of Week 15 in MLS. There was already one game played. That was yesterday between Columbus and Philly, and it was at home at PPO Park at Philadelphia, and Philadelphia just dismantled them 3-0. All three goals in the first half. All three goals in the first. The game was over by the
Philadelphia
first
looking
half.
strong.
They're looking strong, but they did face a weak team. I mean, the stats don't lie, and the main stat was Philly had 11 shots, and 7 of those shots were on target, compared to Columbus had 19, and only 4 were on target. That when you have that big of a gap, I don't
Well,
care how much you have more possession of the ball, because Columbus had more possession at 54.3, and Philly had 54.7 possession of the ball. When you have that big of a gap on your accuracy and shots, it's not a surprise if you scored 3 goals. And Columbus have been just the word inconsistent the entire season. There's some games that they score 3-0 and they beat a team down and they get their butts whooped 3-0 the next
mm,
game. It's
it's
just
that inconsistency.
yeah, it's because they have no real striker. I'm sorry. Dominic Odoro is not that guy. He's a fast guy, but he's not
The
this
guy.
no, he's not the solution for it. And Arietta is good, but he's proven himself he'll take 50 shots and get 10 of those shots on target. He's a fun player to watch, but he's not the pure striker. And Federico Higuain is not his brother. He's a creative midfielder. He's not a forward. They need to get a forward. They need to get a forward. As for Philly, the cool part of this game was that they were able to win without Jack McInerney, but that's not gonna happen too much often. They
No,
need they need
they
they
need
need
him.
him to score. They need to, and as simple as that. Now the next 4 games are New
Include
England, DC, and New England,
which
Chicago, Portland, and Chicago, and RSL versus LA, and RSL. I mean, in Rio Tinto Stadium, Seattle versus Vancouver, and Century Link Field.
yeah, I like the matchups of Seattle and Vancouver and New England versus DC. They're both in like same sort of situations where they're both missing the playoffs currently. Where both teams are missing the playoffs,
Yeah.
but both would really benefit and maybe get a jump into the playoff discussion with a victory. So I would look out for those two matchups.
Seattle and Vancouver.
Seattle, Vancouver, and New England and
Yeah, DC.
DC. Yeah.
Well, DC they're done for. New England is I think they're gonna win that game 4-0. But I like New England because that young kid Diego Fagundes. I like that kid. I like that kid a lot. He's fun. He's good to watch. But I think the main upset's gonna be Vancouver Seattle. I think Vancouver's gonna win 3-2. I
I
think
can see that happening.
I
Yeah.
think that's gonna happen. I think RSL will beat LA 2-1. I think Chicago and Portland will tie 1-1, and I think New England will beat DC 4-0.
Wow.
4-0. They just beat the
That's
Galaxy
tough.
5-0, and they have a better defense than DC has no defense. They just have people in the back and hoping Bill Hamid will stop everything. And that will be the end of week 5. And to close off this podcast, we will throw out a rumor out there. And that rumor is what we found out yesterday. That Giovanni Dos Santos is a possibility he could be heading to the Galaxy since his team went down.
To relegation
Yeah,
in
to the
Spain.
second division. The Galaxy threw $8 million. And this is the fact. Valencia is the other team that's after him.
Uh-huh.
And the Galaxy threw out more money than Valencia did. So who knows? We could be seeing a player like Giovanni in the MLS. It would be kind of cool. It would be
It
kind
would
of
be
cool.
interesting. It would
Ooh,
definitely expand the fan base
yeah,
for sure. So,
yeah. It would deliver the first Mexican superstar to the Galaxy instead of Chivas USA.
uh-huh.
But let's see what unfolds. Let's see what unfolds. Any last thoughts, Frankie?
Uh, keep David Luiz in Chelsea.
Keep that.
That's my.
Oh, God. Keep that with Luis in Chelsea. That guy reminds me of a character from The Simpsons, man.
He very much does,
He
and
reminds me of
he gets
the
a
bus
lot of.
driver.
No. That and Sideshow Bob.
Oh
Those two.
yeah.
Those
We've
two.
had two people like that. David Luiz and the referee.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was the
Yeah.
basketball referee.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, folks. Well, that does it for this week. We'll see you next time on Tuesday. We'll have Francisco live in Seattle for a few interviews.
Field experience.
Yes. Well, all right, folks. Till next time.
Later.
Have a good one.